All right. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast and the Lords of Gaming.net, episode number 118. And it's another glorious Sunday, and we're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. And today we've got some Gears 5 tech impressions, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 impressions. Spider-Man is the GOAT superhero game. Boom! And a new Switch upgrade to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. So let's introduce the the Toe Horsemen of game. The original team, the OGs of this. You know what I'm saying?
Heckle and Jekyll in this.
You already know. Starsky and Hutch.
There we go, baby.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, shout out to Saul. Hopefully the Sastradamus will be joining us in progress as well. Actually, unfortunately, Lord Attic, you know what I'm saying? He's going through something right now. So send some love to Lord Attic. He's not doing too well physically. You know what I'm saying? We wish him okay. So definitely hit him up. Make sure, check on him. He's all right. But again, we got the Two Horsemen, the original OGs in this piece. You already know the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing incredible. Yo.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I have never been so happy to be so wrong about a fight. Shout out to the fighting senator out of the Philippines.
Now he's the senator now. Now he's senator.
You know how you got to do. Remember when Holyfield became the Holy Warrior?
Oh,
I get like when Iron Mike Tyson became Mighty Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I get kind of leery when these guys take on the second-hand name. That means
late
they're trying
in
to
the career,
trying to reinvent themselves. But you know what I saw yesterday, and people are yelling out the fountain of youth. As I analyzed the fight while the fight was going on, Manny did exactly what I thought Manny would do. What Keith didn't understand was the way Manny closes distance, he closes distance with his legs. If you see Manny's calf muscles, Manny's calf muscles are incredible.
Yeah, his lower half he's always had that. He's always had that.
So when he in the first round, when he caught Keith unaware, Keith's feet was tripped up. And when he caught him, it was a solid shot. But when you off your square, you're gonna go down. And he caught him, and he looked like, oh, okay.
He's like, all right,
okay, old dude got game. All right, first time he was on his butt. And what I respect about Keith, right after that moment, Keith decided, okay, I'm gonna start to get to work, because I thought in the first round, I thought Keith was winning the first round until that happened. And then Manny put 2 in the pocket for 10-8 round. He put 2 in the pocket, and then he started doubting himself in the second round.
But he wasn't like willing to like mix up. He wasn't.
No. That whole night, Keith was willing to engage. And he was throwing punches like I thought he would do. Like I thought he would throw the shots. I thought he would mix it up. But he just thought Manny would stop throwing punches at some point in time. Manny don't give a damn how you feel about it. He was in. I felt so good for Manny when he got into the zone, because it was like the third or the fourth round. At the ending of the round, Keith threw 4 shots. Manny dipped, slipped, slid, threw 2 shots, and did an alley shuffle with his feet. That's when I knew he was in the zone. He was locked in.
That's what's up, man. Right. So now after this, the talk I'm hearing is like,
no Earl Spence. Don't even play that game. Don't even play that.
I was just about to say, is my man Errol, is it going down?
No. Okay, first of all, once Earl destroys Porter in September, that's gonna be a destruction on a level that people don't understand. Like Porter's gonna come in to get that smoke. He gonna fight. Porter's gonna fight. But what happens is, over a period of time, Spence breaks you down. Like
he's just
he's a chopper. He's like a tree chopper. He's gonna stay there and crunch you. Everybody's like, oh, but when he fought Mikey Garcia, he went 12 rounds. If you listen, and I told y'all ahead of time,
I listened to your combat talk on that one. I listened because you basically said he's letting the boy live. He's letting the boy.
he was allowing him to breathe, and every time he's a sadist. because he really wanted to punish him because he really didn't like Mikey. And it's been said afterwards, he really couldn't stand him and he wanted to take him down a notch. Porter, he respects Porter, so he's gonna get Porter up out of there. He's gonna beat Porter to the body bad. Oh, we got
some new challenges have entered the realm.
What's up, Lords? What's going on?
This feel like, I don't know, man. Is this a Brap invasion? What's happening?
This is a Brap invasion.
It looks like ILP versus Brap.
This is a Brap. What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Got smooth Slomo. Hey, have you guys listened to Slomo's channel yet?
Yes,
sir. I'm
he's
so
like,
happy. I'm so happy he's doing it.
I love his end. He's like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, like he remind me of Saul. Like it's like, you know, hey, what's going on?
Yo, let me tell y'all, I want people
y'all
to
too
know,
much, man.
I actively watch people. I may not comment. I get my likes in. I may not comment down there like some weirdo. I'm just like a weird voyeur. Like I come in, I just look and I'm like, wow, yeah, for real. I'm on that topic just like that.
And I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate anyone just watching the channel, you know, watching the videos. It's all good. You know, like I like to make stuff about what I really enjoy. It ain't gonna be about like all the other, you know, Xbox, Sony, and I'm like, no, I just talk about games I like, and that's about it for real. But I love all the support, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yo, it's long overdue, brother. We always like your takes, you know what I'm saying? And it just you've been passionate. So I felt the transition was happening for you. It was only a matter of time, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Salute. And we got Lord Brap in the bill. What's going on, Brap? Limited time, but we got you. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Your timing is impeccable, man. I just actually wrapped up a rant.
I know. I was listening.
Yeah. Oh, you were okay. I've been, man. I've been feeling the passion lately, man. Just
I feel you.
I've been getting a lot of positive, like DM stuff in the community. Some negative, but mostly positive though. It's been great. Like we've we've gotten a lot of support more recently. So I want to thank everyone in the community. Really like
what they really need to get behind you because you definitely one of them positive dudes that's gonna be at E3 next year.
Yes, sir.
We put the pressure on early.
Yeah, he did.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure. He gave me his word. He said he was coming through. So there's no pressure.
I already told my wife. I was like, it's on my bucket list next year. It's happening.
That's right.
No doubt, man. What's been going on, Brad? What you been playing, man?
Oh man, so playing Bloodstain. Ritual of the Night, which is, it's my spiritual successor to Castlevania. Obviously the Gears 5 tech test.
Yes, we will save said thoughts. I know you have a lot to say.
Yes. And, got back into Destiny, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no doubt, man. Slomo, what have you been playing, sir?
Actually, one of our topics, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
That's why I got you.
Man, I'm literally right now on a boss battle. Like, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I don't want to get. We're gonna get into it.
That's topic 2. We're gonna get into that because I got because I know I'm gonna be out here because I know certain lords might be frauding in that topic. So
you got that right.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
But yeah, I've been playing Ultimate Alliance 3. Still been playing Borderlands 2, and trying to get through the DLC with all 6 of my Vault Hunters. I actually did a little bit of Destiny yesterday. Shout out to the Ash and Luca who helped me with some real basic stuff that I think most Destiny heads would be like, you didn't know to do that. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I'm lost. Like the whole opulence of the chalice of opulence. Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing here?
In your defense, and I had shout out to Kai Batu. We were doing that. What's up, boss? Moves in the chat. Oh, Salty in the chat. Stu, Jersey. What's going on, y'all? It's good to see y'all. Shout out because I gotta cut you some slack because Kai and me was playing, and we were like, yo, they don't do a good job of telling you what to do in the new activity.
Not at all, man. I was like, yo, what am I doing?
Like, what are these rules? There's no real explanation. Like, sometimes they assume you've been rocking, and they forget sometimes people just jump in right during this expansion, right? Right during that choice. So if you jump in new, you know how many people hit me up? Like shout out to Eric Jackson, another Brett. He hit me up. A couple people's like, yo, I just started playing Destiny again.
You talking about the Minaj?
Yeah. So they like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, all right, let me break it down with the chops.
Those are little raid jump offs for people that can't sit down and do a whole raid.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I like what they did with it. The only problem, like you said, they don't tell you this, that, and the third. But have you maxed out your cup yet? Your opulence cup?
Nah, man, I just got started.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I've been playing. See, I'm
I was about to
I'm
say,
lost. I don't know.
You fraud. I was about to say you fraud. I'm not even gonna give you the fraud alert because over the simple fact that he know I'm running Destiny 24/7 a day. So he know, like, if he see me on, yo, King, I need help with this, that, and the third. Got my bad juju. Almost
he fraud. He actively fraud. Hold on.
The takeover is halfway done. We got 3 to do here.
Where's my pistol? Where's my pistol?
He said, "Where's my pistol?" Is that the legendary Lord BMuny in the building? What's going on, baby? Oh, we gotta get it. There you go.
What's happening?
What's happening, bro? Oh man, we got Brad, my boy from TikTok. Oh, this is great. This is great,
man. BMuny.
What's going on?
You going to E3 with us next year?
I'm there, baby.
Big old time. All right, that's what I'm talking
we
about.
forming Devastator right now. We forming Devastator.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah, I like that. Grab
what happens when too many people jump in the room.
We got money. We got bro. We got good.
They pulled up, man. So salute. But let's just talk to B. I ain't talked to B and Solo B. What is going on, man? What you been playing, bro?
I was actually playing that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Boy. Oh, that Ultimate Alliance top.
Oh boy.
We need to squad up. Everyone's playing this game. I'm still playing solo, man. We gotta squad up, yo. We need to get this squad going.
Who's everyone?
Everyone but King. Everyone but King.
You know what? That's a fact because I didn't get my Negro bucks yet. So
my God. You waiting the tax time? That's what you doing?
No, I'm not even talking about the those are super buyback Negro bucks. I'm not worried about my super buyback Negro bucks. I'm worried about my Microsoft money every month. So you know what, I'm gonna do it. Then I'm gonna go get it. Then I'm gonna join y'all because I'm seeing y'all having too much.
You are fraud, and you are the ultimate Marvel MCU fanboy. This is for you and the kid.
Okay, you know what my problem is? This Game Pass. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you, brothers. I'm gonna tell you right now. This Game Pass, I said to myself, I'm gonna go through the list on Game Pass and I'm gonna try one new game a week. So the fact that I'm playing Destiny, Battle Chases, now it's some new mage game. Plus, I'm playing the final station, right? So, but it's this new mage game that just came out, and it's this little 16-bit throwback era that I'm stuck on right now that I'm starting to love again, and it feels good because they got it actually right. And those slowdown games are looking really good. Music is there, and also I played Blazing Chrome. I'm on.
Let's go. We know about that. We know
because we did the interview with them. We got the exclusive on that. And I'm not gonna lie. It's too much for me to play to buy something right now. Like,
you can't justify it with your backlog.
Can't do that.
No doubt, Lord Soft. The Softstradamus has rolled in the King of the Single Player Experience. What is going on, sir?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Everything's good, man. Before I start out and talk about what I'm playing, I need to give a big shout out to Papa Solve.
What's going on?
After 50 plus years as part of the workforce, Friday he bid adieu. Finally,
that's what's up. Salute, baby. That's what's up.
Retirement on the horizon.
The time when I did
it's a wrap. Feet up. Yeah. That's all he's about right now.
That's right.
So I just came back running for helping my sister like move some stuff around. She's they're painting the house or whatever. So I was just like, sit down. He was over there and he was like, what do you need me to do? I'm just sit and chill.
Sit and chill, bro. Sit and chill. Salute to Papa Sal. I remember he had me up with a part-time job back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he always showed love, man. Salute.
I love him for the Babaloo.
Let me tell y'all, Brad. Let me tell Brad Podcast real quick. Like, yo, he had like Saul Pops had the club joint, like, you know what I'm saying? So we used to watch. Yeah, it was a spot in the Bronx, the BX. Shout out to Mez, he probably know. And then over there, not too far from the point, right? Not too far from the point. I'm gonna say
138th, yeah.
138th. And it was such a cool setup. You get your drink on. We had the fights. It was just the spot to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we rocked. We rocked.
They didn't like us that day. They
no. See, because the thing is, you got to remember, like the thing is, my pop spot was basically all the people that I played baseball with, which were like 99% Puerto Rican people, right? So I'm not even going to like I my family's like the outlier. Like other Puerto Ricans don't exactly. I hang out with everybody. Some people are very close-minded, whatever. Yeah. So they saw. I'm like, I'm bringing my friends over to watch the fight, and my pops was like, cool, no problem. And then when you're young, you don't realize these things, and then when you come in, I'm like, oh man. As soon as they get there, I realize, oh man, maybe this was a mistake. But you know, King and Cog was like, nah, man, we're getting these.
We're not leaving. The drinks are going down. Listen, I dealt with racism my whole life.
It was the best. I think in a lot of ways, it was the best times we had watching fights.
Yes, absolutely. By far,
we'd be actively against the Hispanic fighter.
Exactly.
Right? The rest of the crowd.
Wasn't it? Hold up. Wasn't it a Sweet Pea fight?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was Sweet Pea Trinidad.
It was Sweet Pea.
Oh man,
wow, that was a good one.
Yes,
great fight.
Shout out to. I didn't want to do this. Okay.
Yeah. What was the name of your pops club? Was it El Paraiso?
It was called La Casa Yaucana. But they called it the Babalu. The Ricky Ricardo Babalu.
Chocolitos, because when the chocolate faces came in, it was
stop it.
Oh my goodness.
We just love Sweet Pea. Let
me just really say something real quick about Sweet Pea passing.
Rest in peace.
When I was an amateur and I was fighting, it would be me, him, and Iran Barkley chilling, right? And Sweet Pea was a pro, and anytime we went to Virginia or whatever, Iran would, that's the spot. We go over there. He had a basketball court in his house. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And all he did was impart knowledge and was the most chill dude, and a funny prankster type dude, comedian, very nice man. And for him to pass by a car accident, it sucks so bad that we actually lost a very great human being, if not one of the greatest boxers who've ever walked.
Pure boxers. Absolutely. You said it best when we were talking, because you were like, he was Floyd without power before Floyd. Like he was such a defensive wizard. And pure boxer, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about, I remember to get low,
the Dipsy dude.
You would try to hit him, and he just
he made Oscar look like an amateur. Like he made Oscar look bad.
We all felt he won that fight. Didn't we watch that?
Yeah, well, a lot of fights he got jobbed.
Because nobody liked that style until Floyd had
Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd. People don't really like Money Floyd, no doubt. But Pretty, when he first came out, he had the defensive skill, but he had more power. That's when his hands was good. You know what I'm saying? But man,
Luca,
the round was pulled up. What's going on, Lady Luca in the building? What's going on? Skunkcast in here.
Skunkcast in the building.
Chilling. What's going on?
What's up, boys?
What's up, Luca?
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all pulling up for us. This is Love Addict. Please send some love to Addict, though, because he's definitely not doing too well right now. You know what I mean? So not feeling well. Hopefully not pneumonia, but we praying for the boy.
That sucks. Maybe he was just...
My man just got over pneumonia, too, man.
I think Slomo definitely cursed him because...
I just got over it.
Now I feel bad about the beating I put on him on Skunkcast. Yeah.
I mean,
now I feel terrible.
Constituted as a beating, it was more like you got beat, but
how? Luca, you keep trying to perpetuate an L that did not happen.
Lucas got receipts. Don't do it, Slomo.
You got the Rolodex on deck.
Receipts, man. I don't know.
Bring the paper.
Oh wow, that's great. What you been playing, Luke? Everything good?
Oh, right now she's getting
everything's
out.
Everything's been real good. I've just been playing Destiny.
Hey, Luca, I just gave you a shout out a little bit earlier about helping me out on.
Oh, nice.
He had to get his weight up, Luca. He had to get his weight up.
He's baby guardian now. So
Baby guardian.
kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
So is Enrique. So I don't know. I hope you're not talking, Enrique. You're a
No,
kindergarten.
I'm just laughing. I'm laughing.
Okay.
Hey,
Laugh
yo,
at yourself. Laugh
I'm
at
right.
yourself.
Hey, I'm right there with Slomo.
He's a fraud. No, he's a fraud. He's an active fraud. You know, old boy knows exactly what he needs to do. He's a fraud.
Savage. Oh man, let's get it moving because we're gonna be getting crazy. But salute to everybody coming, pulling up in the realm. Of course, you have Lord Cognito, the Lord of the Cooperative Experience, and Gaming Ninja himself, the Shinobi. So we're gonna get into the realness of the ILP. For me, honestly, it's just been I shout out to my boy Lord Jameson. We saw Spider-Man last night, Far From Home for the first time. I got an R&R up on ILP channel right now. So check that out. A lot of good positive vibes on that. But other than that, gaming wise, man, it's been obviously Destiny Season of Opulence has been lit. I've been doing that. Obviously, we're gonna get into that Gears 5, you know what I'm saying, that tech test. I know Luca has a lot to say about that from Scumcast. And then also what you call Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Slow. You know what I'm saying? And I know B probably picked it up. B, you picked it up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you already know. So we're gonna get into that. So I've been doing that. And I want to shout out to Lord Jameson. He brought the family over, Lady Jameson and the young Lord Javi, and we actually tested out a lot of the cooperative local co-op play. So that was kind of fun
I
too.
saw you on the Switch. Like, I'm like, really?
Oh,
Boy. Really? Is he out here with his propaganda?
yes,
Really?
another sale to a family, yo. Another sale, yo. Nintendo owe me royalties.
Hopefully you didn't sell him the crappy version.
No, I sell them the full version with the Joy-Cons and kids. I'll tell you this: when kids see a Joy-Con, their face, yo, like it's just mind blowing.
It fits their hands. They like
little. I think that's what it is. But yeah, salute to that. So we're gonna do the poll right quick before we get into the topics. In last week's poll, results are in, and the people have spoken to the question in regards to the Gears 5 controversy involving the removal of smoking as a narrative device. How do you feel about the decision moving forward with the Gears franchise? The winner at 64% of the latest ILP three-way poll is the no, non-issue. Smoking doesn't affect Gears 5 gameplay in any way group. Coming in at second at only 25% was the not feeling it. Sets a dangerous precedent and interferes with dev artistic expression group. And in last place with only 11% of the vote was the Petty Lords. I don't care. Gears about to get smoked this holiday without any campaign footage. Was that you on the 11% rap? I think that was you with the 11%.
May or may not have been me.
I think.
Okay, so what do you think, so?
Well, no, I'm just about to pay the bills because Dizzy, you know, his weekly bill pay.
Here we go.
So you see my face, right?
Big shout out to iDizzy81 with the $2 super chat. The people demand the needs to solve his own.
No, what they demand is when you throw that PlayStation 5 on and they tell you to play games backwardly compatible, that'll be $39.95. And then I want your knees, sir, in the box.
Salute. So real quickly, let's get B on this. So B, what about that? I don't know if we got a chance to talk about the smoking issue. Like, what was your feeling on that whole, smoking removed from Gears 5 and the poll?
I mean, it's not really a big deal to me. I didn't think there was anything that really needed to speak on. I think, once it became public, it became just a bigger issue and a talking piece, you know what I mean, for gamers and consumers. But, once Rod got out there and started speaking on it, bringing his dad into it and kind of personalizing it made it a bigger issue than it had to be. I think if they could have just, made mention of it and kind of moved on and just removed it, in the game, nobody would have noticed it anyway, because it was not ever a big thing. It's not like, Snake from Metal Gear Solid or even, Kojima with the Matt Mickelson thing, how he said he was going to add smoking just because he saw him, smoking off screen and stuff like that. So it was never anything like that. And there was no characters that you could even,
recall,
point out to and say like, hey, that character was a smoker or whatever. So
I don't even know why they brought it up in the first place. If they had never mentioned it, no one would have noticed and it would have been perfectly fine. They created all this drama and controversy over nothing. Sometimes it really is better to just shut up.
Shut up.
And Rod didn't make it better with I too was, against smoking from the jump. And my father, he, condolences, obviously. But it's just kind of like, why are you bringing up your dad? This is a video game and smoking's not even prominent in Gears. Relax.
Exactly.
Well, I wanted them to do the finisher when they smoke the cigarette and burn out both their eyes and they stomp their head off and they chop them in the side. But I'm mad that they didn't get the whole smoking of the cigarettes back. I want shout out to getting smoking back in video games.
Oh my Lord, you are.
It's just so stupid. It's a stupid topic.
No doubt. So we gonna get it. We got a lot to discuss. So first of all, Doc, is actually Lord Addict's topic. We're gonna talk about this Gears 5 tech impressions test. Obviously, we know it dropped this week, and there was some, I'm gonna say controversy, but I know there was some issues. Some people had issues getting in, but want to talk for the people who actually played it and got a chance to get in. Let's start with Lord Brap first. I know you're limited time as well.
Yes,
Brap. So. One, did you get a chance to play? Because I saw you on my feed saying I'm camping on my footage. I saw that.
Somebody got mad at me for saying that.
No. I know you. Me and you. I know how you joke.
No, but someone got mad at me.
Somebody got real mad at you.
Someone's like, "Oh, you're one of those guys. Why don't you change your tactics?" And I'm like, "Yo, change your tactics up." I'm like, "Yo, I was just joking. Like, I'm not mad. Hey, I was actually taking notes. I'm like, I gotta try that cognito. Like, hug the corner, turn around.
Yeah, man, you gotta be smart in that. But so like I said, I know you've had a lot of conversations offline in Gears 5 in general. But now that the tech test is out, I'm assuming you got a chance to play. Just what's your overall impression so far?
I thought the game runs very well. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, that's 60 frames a second. Nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It looks good. It looks good. I mean, I was really surprised. I mean, because I heard tech tests, I was figuring there's probably going to be maybe some issues with connecting to servers, maybe some frame rate issues. But once you got in, I mean, it was smooth. I was surprised. It was silky smooth. You still got to be nice for the shoddy, though.
Yeah.
You playing competitive multiplayer, you still got to be nice to the shoddy. The arcade was a nice welcome addition. I like that. I felt like that's a nice segue for people or entry point for people who maybe haven't played a lot of the multiplayer or maybe might feel intimidated by it a little bit. Because Gears, let me tell you something, Gears, and I go back Gears 1 playing multiplayer with Xbox Live Clan, Rogue Nation. That's the name. And let me tell you something, man. A lot of those guys, man, I used to play, people used to get mad. If you sucked, they would let you know. It was bad. It was super competitive. It was super competitive. And we had to deal with lag issues, and so you had to make sure your timing was right because you had to account for lag, and you had to account for all these.
The host advantage was serious.
The host advantage on Gears was serious.
Yo, let me just get into it right quick. Shout out to Gears for putting up the ping test and exposing your connection. I was throwing you straight under the bus. Whoever's the worst ping will be exposed in the Gears 5 lobby. Salute to them.
I saw people with over 100, and I'm at 27. I'm like, I gotta get out of this lobby. This is not good. Over 100. This is not gonna work.
Try 1611.
No way.
I was like, where's this guy playing from Alaska? Are you playing from Antarctica? Where are you?
Siberia, man.
I gotta bring it to you, Slow, because I know you're a network dude. So it's like, tell me when you see them pings though, where was you at with it,
bro? Okay, look, I'm not gonna get into details in what I do, but when I work in networking and some of my networks, when we have connectivity issues, they are happening in certain countries, and I'm not going to shout any countries out that your internet is in the 1980s, but
wow,
the ping, just to do a ping test, and you see it up in the 600, 700, 800s, you just yeah, okay, all right, I know why I'm getting packet loss here. I see somebody's ping over 1,000, and I'm like, nah, bro, you can't play with me.
I was out.
Play with my team.
I was out. You guys I was out, man. I was like, I gotta go. I can't play like this. This is not gonna end well for my team. It's not gonna be good. But but no, it was a really good experience. I think the multiplayer is gonna be solid. I don't think there's any question about that. The game I think it looks better than Gears 4. I wouldn't say it's like a generational leap, but it's definitely, I think, a little more polished in terms of its visuals. And man, it's just the multiplayer is solid. Everything there is rock solid. I don't have anything to complain about other than it left me
nothing to complain about. Shocking, right? Like Luca.
No, I really don't. The only Luca's shocked. That's funny. No, the only thing is it left me wanting campaign.
Okay.
I want to see what the campaign's going to be now. Like I was like, and I went back. I downloaded the Gears Ultimate Edition and Gears 4 because I want to go back and play those campaigns. And it left me think. And I said this to you, I was like, why haven't they shown us campaign? Like I really want to see it.
Really want to see it. Fair enough. Let's get Lady Luca in the realm. How's your feeling? Did you get a chance to touch that tech test?
No, I absolutely did not. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll pass on it.
Thank you.
Wow, talk to me. What happened?
I'm not interested in playing it. And from what I've heard from people, I mean, it looks just like Gears. Plus, a lot of people weren't even able to get in the beginning. So.
Yeah, Friday was a mess.
Yeah, so I mean, like Enrique, you said it looks like Gears just a little bit better. Yeah, just a little bit more.
But I mean, Gears 4, I mean, like it looks a little bit better than Gears 4. I think the HDR.
Kind of like what I've been saying for weeks now, that people bitching and complaining. Oh, apologies.
That's okay.
Cursing. People complaining about not seeing the campaign because apparently it's supposed to be completely and drastically different from Gears 4, allegedly. I'm pretty sure what you saw in the multiplayer and how it controls is what's it's going to be for the campaign. Okay. We have an idea of what the campaign is. So the whole, why haven't we seen the campaign? There must be something wrong with the campaign. They're hiding something from They're doing something terrible with the campaign. Why haven't they shown us?
No, I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm concerned. They've always shown campaign footage. So I'm like,
well, the way they said they was rolling out this one is they was showing you different aspects of the game, and leading up to the last leg of the promo, they was going to show you the campaign, and people are acting like they need to be part of their PR department and get stuff done. No, let them roll the game out how they want to roll it out. I think they're rolling it out well. They're going to show you part of the campaign right before the game is about to launch, and everybody's going to be all happy with it.
We was at E3, and we know all admitted that we felt it should have been.
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm not part of their marketing team. So at no point in time can I sit here and say what I would do. I don't work for them. So there's absolutely no way I was doing their little tech demo crap because I don't believe in free labor. So the moment you pay me is the moment I'm going to turn on your little beta and I'm going to tell you how I felt about it. I'm not giving you no information back. I'm not playing your game. I'm not doing nothing. Send me the real game and stop trying to get me to work for you for free. So it's not happening. I don't care about that.
Roy King's not down with the crunch.
I forgot. King has a very strong stance on betas. I forgot about that.
No, that's free labor. All you guys in here are sitting here playing this free labor game, and then you know what the problem is? They don't even say thank you for trying out our game. Here's $20 off because you actually worked. Here's $20 off on the game. No,
they give it for $1.
No, they're not giving you nothing for $1. They looking you in your eyes and they telling you thank you. Have a nice day. You had the privilege of playing our game.
As gamers, we should get paid for doing stress tests and betas.
You better. There's a whole marketing team that is based around. Like, you better. Like, why is this a new thing, a new concept? You know what? I'm really sick and tired of these people being appreciated. I'm so happy that I got a chance to play the beta. You fool. You are absolute nut that you actually sat there and did this free work. And you know what? I know somebody in some marketing area said, you know what would be good? We could put this out and we could have them test our stuff and we could just save that bread. And they're going to Honolulu while you're driving to work. I'm sorry.
So wait, you think it's a conspiracy on a corporate level to stop people from getting tested for not hiring testers? Get gamers to do.
I mean, that's completely plausible.
That is, I think that is very plausible. I needed to go. I got
Thank you for holding us down, brother. I did.
Yeah, see you guys. Hey, look, I need to get the kindergarten needs some help. I'm gonna have to choose again.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Luca, he's a fraud. He's gonna say all of that. He ain't gonna show up. No. I'm not. You don't even rate the alert. You don't even rate the alert. No.
All right, guys. Hey, have a great show, guys.
Later, bro.
Take care, man.
Lord BMuny and Slomo. Did you guys get a chance to play the Gears 5 tech test?
Yeah, I did. But yeah, I played yesterday. I did play yesterday morning. Did a couple of matches. I liked it. I mean, I did say before how I didn't really like feeling the arcade mode too much, but as far as the performance goes, I got in matches really fast. I had no frame rate drops. Game looks. I agree with Enrique. It does look better than than Gears 4, but not like too much better. Which I mean, the game came out 3 years ago.
Slow. Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Like,
What's up?
Just me and you. Cool. If somebody was to ask you, yo, I want you to try out this game for me. How much would you charge them? Like, cause you gave a whole joint. You was like, yo, pack loss, and I'm looking like, what? And he's talking about your ping. Y'all are sitting here, y'all doing things that they didn't even come up with in their head, and they're writing it down. Like, yeah, pack loss. We got to work on the pack loss because Slomo said, and also the ping. We got to also keep them grouped in an area. All right, okay, thank you, Slomo. And my question is, how much would you charge them? Would you charge them the game? Because you said you logged in early in the morning to play. So what time did you put in, like 4 or 5 hours in, or 3 hours?
Oh no. Like, I put in maybe an hour at the most. Look, I got 3 kids. I'm up early in the morning anyway, so it's just like, since I'm up, already fixed breakfast. Let me go download this and give it a shot. So look, I feel you on your opinion. For me, I'm like, look, if I want this game to do well, and I understand networking to the sense that they make projections on how many people they think are going to play, and then how many servers and what adjustments they need to make sure that at launch the game works. If I get to enjoy playing the game a little bit just for them to be able to figure that out sooner, I'm all for it.
Would you say it's a privilege, perhaps a blessing?
I wouldn't say all that. Look, I'm not out here. I'm not out here.
Yesterday.
A blessing. I'm not out here bowing at the feet of Rod Ferguson for the privilege of playing the game. But hey, look, I don't mind playing technical tests, technical alphas. Like, I'm in the technical test for Bleeding Edge, and it's I like trying out stuff early, so it was all right. It plays like typical Gears game multiplayer. I think the other modes.
Typical Gears.
I think the Gears community, a lot of them are like really upset about some of the changes. But when it comes down to it, when the game comes out, they're gonna play it. They not. A lot of, you see it in a lot of communities for different games. You see it in Destiny, The Division, whatever. People complain about changes that they didn't really quite want, and then they continue to keep playing the game and they adjust and they adapt to it. It is what it is.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Lord BMuny, did you get a chance to get that Gears 5 tech test, bro?
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I'm a gearhead, so I had to be there. And tried to get in on Friday. That was a no-go. And I was just like, nah, I'm gonna set it down. But I usually get up early every day, so I was up early Saturday morning and hopped in there, played probably about 2 or 3 hours. You know what I mean? Just kind of got in there, got my feet wet, got an arcade mode, and
that's 75.50. Go ahead.
Continue, P. Got in there and got my feet wet because I haven't played Gears 4 in quite a while. Like, a lot of my friends dropped off, and you know what I mean, when you play Gears, you kind of want to play with some friends just because you can't play that game with everybody. So getting back in there, getting arcade mode, it was something different, for Gears franchises, wasn't something that I was really expecting. Because like each character kind of has like their own type of loadout, and then guns are upgraded over time or whatever, which I didn't really understand. I had to kind of try to figure that out, playing it or whatever.
How many modes do they have? Since I'm didn't play, I don't know what they had available to the public.
There's arcade mode, and then they got the rank mode with escalation and King of the Hill.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Shout out hold on real quick. Shout out to Addict live from the ER. I should be home in 30 minutes. They sending me home with meds. My man Addict is alive, baby. Let's go.
Halfway.
So he's coming on. So
yeah, he's coming 30
That's
minutes.
great. So Slomo, you and Attic can continue your conversation, and you can, maybe make up for the L you took yesterday.
Luca,
Slomo?
you keep trying to repeat something that didn't
Everyone
happen.
in the chat said you took an L.
Luca, this is what she does, right? This is what she does. She goes, "Hey, everyone, didn't Slomo just take an L? Hit one in the chat if you think he just took an L. You didn't actually ask a real question.
I said,
who won out of this argument?
Wait, I said if you
won
thought
out of this
Slomo
argument
took an
is
L.
how you actually ask the question.
Okay, wait.
You want people?
Did you want everyone to? I don't care if you're not done talking. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care.
Luca.
I do not care.
What was the question? What was the battle about?
Okay, so Slomomius, right? So we're talking about this Gears tech test yesterday, and everyone on my panel seemed pretty negative and down on it, including Slomo. Interesting how he changed his tune, but so
this is why you even ask Luca this question? Because of course everything is going to be exaggerated to the 10th degree.
No, listen. So everyone seemed pretty down on it, and Lord Addict was in the chat. Oh, you guys are all wrong. Like just crying about something or another. And I was like, I should get Addict in here because that would be entertaining for me. So, I sent Lord Addict a link, and him and Slomo started going back and forth. And Slomo's like, well, you said this to me. And Addict's like, so how do you know I was talking to you? Did I say your name? Did I say your name, though? And Slomo's like, well, I mean, well, you're talking
That's
to me.
That's not what I said. Here we go.
To me now. So I'm like, oh, okay. So Slomo definitely took an L for assuming he was getting jumped. The assumption that he was getting jumped.
He asked me. He said, "How do you know I was talking to you?" And I said, "Because what you were replying to is what I was saying." That's not what.
But he said he wasn't talking. But he said he wasn't talking to you. He said he was talking to Fox. He said he was talking to
me and Foxy were saying the same thing, and he did not tag her.
I actually don't remember anything. I actually don't remember anything that he didn't tag you either. He didn't tag you either. Listen, the chat said you took an L. The chat said you took an L.
When I started killing his argument,
the chat said you took an L. Therefore, you took an L. Therefore, you took an L. It's okay, man. I got it.
All right.
When he get in here, he can clear that up.
All right.
I just want to finish up. Go ahead, King, and then and then I got to get solved.
Okay, because I'm really super confused, right, with what is transpiring right now. Okay.
So almost in denial. That's what's transpiring. But okay.
So one camp was on the side of the tech demo sucked, or the tech demo was lukewarm, and then the other camp was on the side of the tech demo was pretty good to great or something. That's what I'm getting.
Essentially, what had happened was people were talking about its issues more than how they enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, because they got a chance to play some free stuff and they're complaining, right?
Well, yeah, and Addict was in the chat. He was saying, "Why are you guys complaining?" And then my panel was like, "Well, they want us to tell them what's wrong with it. That's why they're doing it."
Oh, you know what? And I feel this is my whole crux of pay me if you want my opinion. My whole crux is don't give me no free stuff and then tell me how it tastes. Because I'm not gonna tell you how it tastes. It's free. If I pay for it, then fine. If you gave me some money and you want my opinion, then that's something totally different. Now you put it out there for the free, and you think I'm supposed to be all happy and all, yay, they know you guys love Gears. You got guys out there with tattoos on their butts. They got stuff. You know, I saw it all. I swear, we saw the videos, we saw the behind the scenes, and I love the fact of how feverish these guys are. But they're taking advantage of your fandom and your love for this game.
I gotta shoot a shot.
Go for it, man.
Here's the question. Now, I feel where you're going in reference to the whole free labor thing. I do understand your point. My question is, though, aren't we the same gamers that when a game come out and is broken at launch, we be like, yo, how y'all ain't do no tech test? How y'all ain't test this before going? Come on, so we can't have it both.
So get the marketing team together, right? And start allocating these bucks to do this situation. Now, this is the only way I say you fix this for me, right? I play your game. If I play at a certain point, the in-game currency to get a skin or to get a this or to get a that, send me a package of 500 whatchamacallit credits.
So basically, it's like,
you know, and some games do that. Yeah, I've seen that happen. Like I can't remember the last time that happened, but I remember some games giving you like in-game in-game like cosmetics and stuff like that, like for playing.
You know who did that?
Neo did that. Neo did that too.
Yeah,
that's right, B. You're right.
Well, why give you anything when they can do it for free?
I feel exactly what you're saying, Luca, right? But when there's a point where you're breaking a line of taking advantage of people and not compensating them for their loyalty and their time. Because these guys are feverishly loyal. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm just doing it on a moral standpoint that I see a tech demo up or beta, I'm not in for it.
All right, you don't want part of that,
right? You are not going to get that information from me, but you will get. Your game is broken, and you need to go take it and fix it. If you didn't allocate funds to the marketing team,
I get that. The only thing that we're on different side of the fence is there's no way to really replicate millions of people jumping in.
Right. Yeah,
right.
So it's like at some point you have to open up the doors and say, "Yo, come inside, check it out. If it ain't what it is, let us know or whatever." But it's just a matter of how you handle it, right? Like
that's right. Give everybody the free Market Phoenix gun skin.
But you got to see it from the other way too. For somebody who's on the fence, if you get a chance to try it and it's not for you, then you didn't spend the money on it.
Yep.
As opposed to somebody day one goes and buys it's all excited and it's broken and it
Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean that's what I after the Anthem demo beta disaster, I was like, ooh, I don't know about this one, guys.
Right. How many people went left after that? Was like, nah,
I was left from the beginning.
We've been on that type of time from the jump. Let's stop. Continue because you jumped in.
Let's do it, man.
No, I mean for me, the only thing I care about when it comes to Gears is
single player experience
and Horde. I like Horde. Everything else in the bush.
You play with others now? Okay.
Straight in the bushes for me. The rest of
it. Yo, he's waiting for you.
Oh yeah. You worried. No, I was waiting. Let me jump in, man. But listen, shout out to everybody on the panel. I agree with everybody around the table. I think kudos off the back, when I first started it, they had the adaptive controller support. I thought that was really cool. You know what I'm saying? The HDR looks fantastic. That 4K 60, good Lord. I was really impressed. Now, full disclosure, I despise Gears multiplayer. I
doesn't it feel really heavy and
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real. My history with Gears multiplayer is it's in the bushes. The rolling shotgun stuff, and it's never been my thing. But I can't front. It's something about this new joint. I don't know what it is. If they tweak the movement.
They tweak the movement and they tweak the weapons. A lot of the guns are more automatic and the shotgun is way more lethal.
And what I felt was the time to kill on the other weapons, because normally it's shotgun roll. I felt like I had a shot, the time to kill was lowered, so that I can actually kill people that from afar as opposed to relying on the shotgun all the time. So I was like, yo, I like this. And then that new joint where you snatch a dude over the cover, you know what I'm saying? That joint I was feeling. So it felt good, it felt fun. I'll never play multi, but I can't front. This is the first time I'm like, yo, I'll probably play the multi this year. It's cool. So shout out to them on that. We talked about the ping joint. I thought that was interesting. And then as far as the tutorial, I thought that was dope. Just with the bear talking to you and all that. It felt like classic Gears. So it gave me hope on the because I felt like it was narratively done well. The actual the tutorial. So I actually gave me hope that the campaign is actually going to be good. And then to the thing, I forgot who said, I don't know if it was Brat before he left, but the whole talking, you know what I miss, King? Remember the old Xbox 360 OG Xbox you get online, and then it'd be the post Carnage match, right? And then somebody talking that. You know what I'm saying?
You can get a chance to talk in the room before it starts up.
There was some dude after, not before.
Oh, okay.
After the joint, and we wrecked some team. And somebody was like, 17-3, we smoked them dudes. Yeah. I said, this is like the 360 era. I'm not used to that.
These new dudes is gonna start banning people and reporting them. I'm scared of that part. But that if we can get back to a point where we actually game and have fun and we can talk mess to each other, because I'm all about that talking mess. Yeah. Because if they can hear what I'm saying when I'm playing Destiny Iron Banner, if you can hear what I'm saying to you while I'm throwing a fireball down your way and shooting you in the neck, I want you to understand you will ban me for life.
No doubt, no doubt. But yeah, that's it. Now, that's the last question I was going to ask. I think I asked it for Saab and Luca in reference to the Raw Ferguson situation. We know he had to tweet out, and he kind of talked about, hey, he actually stressed that, this was a tech test and not a demo.
100. Let's get those likes in.
Get the
Let's
likes up,
go,
y'all.
guys.
Salute.
Let's
Much
go.
appreciated. Much appreciated, y'all. So it's like I want to bring this to y'all real quick about the whole thing with stress test versus demo, and then he obviously said things didn't go as well as they would hope, but as a result, that this should make it better. In September when it drops. Like, what do you two feel about that?
I'll go first.
Luca.
I don't feel anything about it.
Fair enough.
She said hot bushes.
I mean, it's one of those things. I think if you have an idea what kind of issues people are going to have trying to get in, right? As you scale this up, as more and more people try to get in, I would think you get out in front of it before it actually happens, because this is not the first time you do this. So and stress this to people, because people like to talk smack. Anytime you put, especially a Microsoft product, if you come out there with something subpar, something that's not working, the eyes of the internet will be on you. Just go out and get up in front of it and just say it before it actually happens. And I just had a feeling they were hoping that it wouldn't happen, and it did happen, and they had to get out in front of it to sort of quell people who were flipping out. Like I get what Luca's saying. Like, it's just not a big deal. It's not a thing, but it's going to happen. Get out in front of it, because you know how people are.
Time out. I gotta go at this little Moochie Fuchi Bufufu that's inside in the chat. Moochie Fuchi. Yeah, Moochie Fuchi. Yeah, Moochie Fuchi Fufufu. Now, this is the only time that I'm going to acknowledge Moochie Fuchi Fufufu. Listen, Moochie Fuchi Fufufu. I'm going to let you know something. Maybe it might launch broken, but at some point in time, you got to realize that if you pay a Game Pass, you pay $1 and you get the Ultimate Edition. You played it 4 days ahead of time. When you can get an equivalent on whatever thing that you're repping, because I don't know if you're repping Sony, I don't know if you're repping. Well, you can get it on the PC, so you got to be repping one person, right? So you can sit there in your feelings talking about impending doom is going to launch broken, but if you didn't pay anything but $1 for it, you have nobody to cry to. All right. So I would like for you to stop with the trolling. But you know what you can do? And this is the only time I'm going to acknowledge you. I want you to put it in colors for me so I can read it. So when you want me to read what you're saying, because right now I'm actively blacking you out, but I want you to put it in colors so I can read it. And now I can give you some respect. Talk with your wallet.
You call that man Moochie Fuchi.
Anyway, hey, Cog, real quick, can I just say, one thing I do kind of feel like, and this is more of a suggestion, I think, when it comes to arcade mode, and when the two matches I did, they were both arcade mode. I didn't like how you couldn't just choose, like you couldn't get any weapon that's on the map. Like usually in the past, like you would find like a weapon in a certain area, sniper rifle, shotgun, whatever. And you kind of like you build up points and then you get it. Like I didn't realize that as I was playing, I only did 2 matches, and I was just like, "Yo, where's the shotgun at?" Right. So, like I think they did that kind of to try, keep the whole shotgun meta thing to a minimum. But I think buffing weapons, and they have made adjustments to weapons, which is good. But I think buffing weapons and not necessarily removing the ability to start with a particular weapon isn't the right way to go. So just something that I, in my opinion, and I know that's just arcade mode, but still, if that's what a lot of the casuals are going to play, then you're probably going to get a lot of people using that mode.
Right. And then
I'll much rather see him do like a loadout instead, like where you could, if you're going to play arcade mode, then let me choose my own weapons and let me go in, all the base weapons anyway, like all the weapons that are available, and then add the shotgun in there, and then
exactly that's exactly where I am with it. Yeah, make it a loadout.
And the last question in reference to the whole cross-play, from my understanding with PC, is it like in arcade mode but not in comp or something like that? I'm hearing rumblings about that. Did anybody experience it?
It's in arcade mode, and it doesn't give you an option to turn it off or on.
Right.
And then when you go to the rank mode, it'll ask you, if you like to, play with PC players or, console versus PC. So that is going to be interesting to see if, once the game launches, if arcade mode doesn't give you that option or not.
Does it have mouse and keyboard support for the Xbox?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I would assume that it probably will, once it launches, since that is a feature.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they're going to handle that.
Yeah, I think that's a huge advantage.
No doubt. But that's all I got. Let's see if I got anything else for Gears 5. But we're going to get into this other game exclusive that dropped on the Switch recently. That Ultimate Alliance 3, as I can hear the collective groans from Lord King.
It's just all right. Well, y'all have fun with your Switch.
See, like I'm good. No doubt. It dropped today. So for those who got a chance to play, let's just start with that. Let's start soft. Did you get a chance to pick it up?
Of course I did. I told you I was excited about this. First time ever.
Let's start with you. I didn't get a chance to talk to you much, and then we'll route to people who actually play it. Mm-hmm.
So let me first start off with the negative stuff that I kind of saw with it. I think when I like the art style, right? I think it suits. It's a very comic book art style, unlike the first two, which are more realistic. Right. But at the same time, I do think it still, in some ways, kind of looks worse.
Really?
Like when you look at the detail in the older games and some of the set pieces, I just sort of think this one.
Are you saying a 360 game looks better on the Switch? Are you saying? Did you just say?
Can I finish before
I just want to hear it. I just want to hear you say a 360 game looks better than Switch.
It's art style. It's an art style thing, but I do sort of think in some instances I felt that some of the environments and set pieces in 3 felt kind of bland, like lacking textures and stuff, like lacking depth. Also, let me see what else. Oh, the camera. Camera.
Oh, yeah. I gotta mute myself. I got that.
Not a fan of the heroic camera.
The heroic camera helps for me because this is part of the reason why I didn't like the other one so much, especially back then. Now I don't really care so much, but I had an issue with isometric games back then. I didn't want to play them. Yes. So it bothered me. So the fact that this has the heroic camera, it kind of helps me think that it's a third person over the shoulder game sometimes. So I enjoy that, but just the fact that the camera isn't very smart, you basically have to maneuver it everywhere. It's not intuitive at all in terms of turning corners and things like that. So that can be a little bit obtrusive. But that said, the game itself, I think the fact that they made it, they kind of simplified the RPG mechanics, but at the same time made them sort of deeper. Yes. But it's kind of like Mass Effect 2, where they sort of took some of that out of your hands. Yes. But for a Marvel game that they're trying to make appeal to everybody, especially old fans of the other series, and probably bringing in younger new players, I think it does a great job. I think the lineup is huge and it's only going to continue to grow. So I'm enjoying it. I really am. I'm definitely.
Lord Slomo, I know you picked it up, so we got a lot to discuss.
Lord
Slomo,
yeah.
Let's get to it, man. What's your feeling? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 out in stores now.
I don't know how far I am in it right now. I'm thinking I'm probably about halfway through, but I'm really enjoying it. Like as Solve said, the mix of characters is great. I mean, like I just got Ghost Rider a little while ago. Just got Doctor Strange as well, and it's just like some of these characters is just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Right? So like I'm really enjoying that. I do agree about the camera. There are times where like you're fighting and then the camera would just change to like almost like the same level as your character. Yep. And it's like real close, and you can't even see the enemies that are attacking you. I'm just like, what just happened?
Stitch, my man, Stitch. Can we move on to the next topic? My man, Stitch.
Shout out to Stitch for being super petty during Switch topics.
Yo, Stitch. I think you might be on to something. Yes, Stitch. Let me tell you how I thought about it. Right? Stitch. Like when they was talking about it, I was like, yeah, could we move on to it too? But then I was listening, and as I listened more, I hear the train wreck of a game. And I am so in right now.
I got my man B up
get
on
the comedy relief on.
We're gonna stop this slam. We're gonna stop.
No. Look. Let me finish here. The game is fun to play. The powers are great. the combos that you can do. They have like mini combos where like two characters where their abilities really work together. Like say Captain America and his shield, and Iron Man with his beams. You can combine those to do combo hits as well as their supers. Like being able to like when you get all your supers ready and then just hitting both left and right bumper, and then you just see everyone just start just chain reaction, destroying everything on the screen.
How's the frame rate when that happens?
Hey,
when that happens, I just want to know what's up with that frame rate.
On dark mode, my frame rate don't drop. I've only played it on dock. I haven't played it
on dock. It was good.
On dock, it was
on docking. It's great. It's great. That's all I can say is on. It's great on docking. But
well, I will a little extra on hand here. I gotta give Kick down.
Yeah. So what happened when you're away from the dock? What go down there? I just don't know how them frames.
I'm not even going to try it, Portal. I'm not even going. I'm not. I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it to myself.
Oh, okay. We hitting 15. We hitting the 15. What we doing?
We chug a low. Chug a low.
You're pretty low.
Because if you would have sat there and told me they didn't do that, I was gonna get you.
That's why I said, let me tell the truth now.
Man. I'm matrix dodging that blue light, man. I ain't gonna say it, but I will say like as far as the visuals, yeah, I knew it was gonna look dated because I knew what they were trying to go with. They were trying, pretty much emulate the older games. Came out like the last one was like 2006, but I still was somewhat disappointed, even though I knew what they were going at. Like I'm thinking, like, do you not have enough memory to make these environments look a little bit less bland? It's just like a lot of them are just like big set stage area for a fight, and then hallway. And it's just like it didn't seem like, except for the X Mansion. The X Mansion looked like what I would expect, but everything else seemed just very generic, and so. But like I said,
I always play for the story. How's the story so far with you guys? How's the story?
The story's very good. It's very good.
We're gonna get to my part.
I want the chat to understand. I'm buying this game. I'm waiting for my Negro bucks to come in. But I'm buying the game. This is no lie. I'm not gonna sit here and fraud you guys and make fun of the game and don't buy it because I played 1 and 2. I'm just interested. This is just jokes, be honest with you. I don't really expect too much from my Switch. My Switch is doing as best as it can, how it can. So I just, I'm actively trolling, guys. Just
we know. Trolling. So overall, Salva, I hear you talking to.
Yeah, I like the story, but I was a little disappointed that it was kind of, another take on the Infinity story. Like with
I gotta come at Saul. He getting me mad. Mad disrespectful.
I'm being objective.
I gotta pay the bills. I gotta pay the bills. So no Switch Mini? Come on. Yo, you know something, Stitch? You on to something. Let me tell you why you on to something. Let me tell you something why you on to something. In our topics, you see it at the end, it says new updated Switch. I'm going to address exactly what you're talking about, my man. You are on fire, my man. You are on fire.
Man, this will be a fetish. I gotta come at Saul, man. So we are supposed to be team. We're supposed to be Switch gang, and you out here actively slandering my heart right now. You know
I always finish over. I like the game.
Oh nah. It don't sound like you like the game. It don't sound. B, come on, B. You up next, B. I need to hear some positive reinforcement.
Oh man, I'm really enjoying the game. You know what I mean? Especially
B.
I threw it in there Friday night. Once Gears wasn't working, and I've been.
What game wasn't working? You had to go.
Gears was not working. They wouldn't let me in. They had the doors closed.
Yo, time out. 1 second, BMuny. I don't because he just actively went at something. I just want to ask you a question. It has local co-op or it has online co-op?
We have both, baby.
There's both. Both.
Yes.
Yeah, both. Okay, we can get 4 people in there or just 2 people.
It's 4.
It's 4 people.
Yeah,
wait,
sir.
How's the lag going? It was not?
No lag.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, because I was actively going. Okay, I got to put a fraud on myself because I was looking for holes. Baby. I'm so sorry. Sorry, BMuny. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, go get that.
But I'm having a great time with the game. You know what I mean? Like the guy said, there's some few complaints there. I think visually it could have looked better. You know what I mean? I think the cinematics and some of the stuff that they have look great. But then when you look at the game, it's like, you know what I mean? It's not as sharp as you would like it to be. You know what I mean? It's definitely got. Man. Yeah, it's definitely got like some little jaggeds and stuff that you notice, you know, man, just looking throughout the environment and stuff like that. So I definitely wish it could have looked better, and the camera angle definitely can become a headache over time. You know what I mean? You get in some of these big fight scenes and the camera's like right on your neck. You know what I mean? You can't see nothing that's going on. So
it go to first person mode on you. I know it.
Yeah, like what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm having a great time with it, man. It's good to see like all these characters, you know, in a game like this, and for Nintendo to go out there and throw some money at it. You know what I mean? You got to salute them.
Gotta salute them. Shout out to Lord Lemon, 108 Dragon being petty. Can you chat the game though?
Block brother, what's going on, brother?
Shout out to Block brother in there being petty. You know what I'm saying? But yo, real quick, I know I'm the last one that played it. I know Luca is quiet on this. She's muted her mic for this whole subject. But yeah, like I'm loving it, man. Maybe it is I'm biased, so you know what I'm saying? But it's just like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 was one of my favorite games. 2 was okay, but 1 had the bigger roster and I felt the better story. This joint, yo, King, it's like a comic book story, like coming to life. And then what I like about it is so much cinematics. I didn't think there would be so much cinematics. And they got the little, you know what I'm saying, like feel of let's watching a comic book, you know what I'm saying? And then like the cell shaded joint. I love it. I graphically
question, because the last Marvel Capcom game, fighting game that came out, is it the art direction just like that? Because when I was looking at the videos of it, it looked like it was in the vein of that cartoony musculature on the characters. It wasn't too much detail in it, but it was enough that you get across like the costumes and stuff like that.
You mean like Ultimate Alliance 2?
No, I'm talking
about Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Capcom Infinite, yeah, because I really like that game and I really like the storyline and stuff like that to it. And when I saw the Marvel Alliance, I was like, oh, okay, they kind of took some cues from their art direction and applied it to this. I just wanted to know if it was in the same vein, because I like the cartoony nature of it. I'm glad that they switched from the realistic.
Hold on. Super man, Lord Jamie Pereira, Lord Jameson in the building. Shout out to him. We brought the family over. Got a chance to test it, like I said, in a 4-player co-op. Javi definitely loved it. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, easy to get. And what I liked is he was playing with his son. And what happened is, you know how most games is like, this is a cool thing about Switch and Marvel Alliance in general is that you can play with someone who's inexperienced, and then like they got that feature. If like say the 3 go ahead, like it'll drag the 4th person forward. You know what I'm saying? So
the tether in every other game. Tethering. Okay, it's called tethering.
It's a Switch exclusive. It's a love letter. If you're a fan of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, this is a love letter to them. I thought Team Ninja, I love the art style. You know what I'm saying? They got the old school feel. Again, is it going to appeal to everybody? No. Is there some camera issues? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that Saturday morning cartoon feel with, and you know, Infinity Gauntlet storyline with all these characters, and then the DLC, we're talking about Slomo. We getting Colossus and Cyclops free, right? Knights with now Blaze. Shout out to Marshall Ali. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be up in the
man's right there.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we getting all this content as an exclusive, and Team Ninja's out here doing it, man. So that's all I got on it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like I said it was a good little exclusive for them, and it fits the Switch ecosystem. Unlike Sov's comments going on.
and you gotta think that
very upset with Sov. Okay,
you gotta think that Nintendo, you know, will use this and capitalize on it, and we'll see Ultimate Alliance 4, you know what I mean, sometime down the line. So
that's what I'm saying.
More powerful systems.
Oh my! I'm just happy because I never thought I'd get one again. It's been over. It's been like 10 years. How long has it been since Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
It's been about 13 years.
That's like a super scoop. That was a super.
That was a huge scoop, and like I said, shout out to them for supporting it, and it like it's going to be around. So that's that. We're going to move on. Hopefully, Lady Luca will mute her mic now that the Ultimate Alliance topic is over.
It's done. It's over.
It's over. You've done your penance.
Oh,
we are going to move on. The Trader, Lord Sovereign, to Switch. What's your topic, sir?
Yes, I wanted to talk about. Well, first of all, shout out to friend to the realm, Lord Matt Piscatella. So this past week, in honor of Comic-Con, he went out there and announced that Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4.
That's why I want the
You want a red? You want a red? This is your victory lap. Continue.
So Marvel Spider-Man for PS4 had surpassed Batman Arkham City as the best-selling superhero game of all time. So shout out to Insomniac, and that's just fantastic.
Hold on. I gotta give it up too. This BMuny victory lap. I was on a
podcast
with
sure.
and BMuny. And we had, remember that discussion, B?
Yep, that's right.
You held firm. I got you and King held so firm, but I gotta give you two are the only two I seen was like, nah, y'all don't understand the power. And I was like, okay, we see how it play out. But continue. So I just had to shout them out. This is their victory lap.
I'm glad he here.
That is an achievement that is super impressive, that it can take out a Batman game that's been out since 2011, right? And this is one thing I was looking up and I couldn't find the specific information. Is this just the initial launch of the game on 360, PS3, and PC? Or does it include all the other iterations, the packaged ones, the remasters? I looked up that information. I couldn't find it. So regardless to what, it's still a very impressive feat for an exclusive game to one platform to defeat a third-party game after so many years out in the market. It is super impressive. So big shout out to Spider-Man. It was an amazing game. One of the few games that I platinum. Love that game. Now, my only beef with
here we go.
Here we go.
I'm not
here we go.
What I have to say first.
We always interrupt some.
My only issue is that, of course, the internet gets a hold of this, and I'm gonna have to, and then there's some people on the internet, ponies we like to call them, but they took this information as ammunition for the argument about how exclusives really, really matter to the ecosystem of a first party, right? And how much they actually matter. Because I've always argued that they matter in terms of creating an identity. But at the end of the day, once the hardcore purchases, particularly the exclusives, you don't really see, it's particularly with PlayStation. PlayStation, you have over 100 million consoles out there. You don't see that, even with Spider-Man, such an amazing selling game, you have about 10 million sales, something like that. So I always wondered why isn't it selling more with so many consoles out there, right? So I've always argued that they're important to the identity of the system, but not necessarily to the long-term success as much as in this day and age, living games like a Destiny, Fortnite, obviously stuff like that. These are things that the casuals are playing. And after those first 10 million, 12 million sales of consoles, it's the casuals that are buying these consoles. So I just didn't like the fact that some people jumped on the Spider-Man bandwagon to sort of reinforce this idea that, exclusives are what make a console, period. Because Spider-Man is a special case, right? Spider-Man isn't like, talk to me when Nathan Drake is selling those numbers, right? Spider-Man is a special case. So I just want to know what you guys feel about that. Am I off here? Or do you guys agree? Because I think, again, regardless of what, it's an amazing achievement. But it is Spider-Man.
Okay, I see where you go. Let's get slow in first. Because obviously when the news came out slow, like, what did you feel like the greatest selling superhero game of all time? And then to Solve's point, is this overblown as far as the weighted value of an exclusive? Like, where are you at with it?
Well, first I would say I thought it was vindication, because I remember last year, and you guys mentioned Mooch. I remember Mooch coming on Brap saying that Spider-Man wasn't going to outsell God of War, and we were like, yeah, it is.
Shimming them out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to get Mooch on today too. I'm trying.
Shout out to Mooch, but I'm just saying, like, it's Spider-Man, and this game looks good. Like, this game looks like it's going to be the best Spider-Man game that was ever made. You combine that with Sony's marketing, and then you're getting, like, I mean, who thought of a New York subway?
I just think about that train, bro.
That train, right? Like, all painted out in Spider-Man. I mean, stuff like that is just outside the box marketing, and it got. And to Saul's point, this is an exclusive. It's Spider-Man transcends gaming. He's a huge icon in the comic. He's a huge icon on cartoons growing up for us. Like we grew up on Spider-Man, cartoons. In the movies, he was one that like he used to have before Dark Knight and MCU. His movies was like the best quality superhero movies you would see. So there's generations upon generations of people out there where they go to the movies or cartoons or whatever who know who he is. And if you own that system, you're going to get the game.
Right.
It is what it is. Like, so I mean, none of this surprises me one bit.
How did the game do in comparison to the other Spider-Man games that have come out?
Smashed it.
Smashed it because it's a better game than those other games.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that I typically tend to ignore the people on Twitter and YouTube and not watch the videos because I don't care enough to do so. However, I would like to point out we're talking about the ponies. What about the Xbots who spent months upon months upon months before the game was released saying it was just another Spider-Man game? It's not going to do well at all. It's whatever. It doesn't even look that good.
I tend to ignore them too. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just
right.
like, on both spectrums are annoying. So yeah.
Right.
And to be fair, like when I talk about like God of War just sold 10 million copies. Uncharted is probably like up over 15 million. But we're talking about in a year's time, less than a year's time, this game has surpassed how many sales? Like it's probably at 10 million now.
That's insane.
So it's kind of insane. It's insane. But and to me, that's the Spider-Man effect. It isn't, again, God of War and these other games will sell well over the entire life of the PlayStation.
I got knees off of this game.
Yes, you did. I
cannot wait to my I'm eating cherry. See, I got cherries right here. I'm eating cherry while we talk about this topic.
So tell me something, guys. What do you think this is attributed to? Because it is, I mean, it's kind of bonkers when you think about it, that this Spider-Man and Batman has been out since 2011. It was widely regarded as an amazing game, especially it was really, you know what it is, like when Arkham Asylum came out, the people loved it. And they were like, it kicked off this surge of good video games, right? Of good superhero video games. Right. And usually the game that kicks it off doesn't necessarily benefit most from it. I think Arkham City did. And to consider that in 8 years since its launch, it's still surpassed by this game. Like, what do you think it's attributed to?
I got the answers, baby.
It's mostly because, similar to what they did with Batman, it was only placed on one studio. So if you look at a lot of those old Spider-Man games, there's a bunch of different developers who touched those games. Right. And they were never of high quality. Activision was publishing a lot of those games, and they got, some no-name studios come out there and put together a little arcade style, Spider-Man game or movie port, and none of those games are really that great. But
and I think
when you hand the IP off to somebody who's talented, just like, they did with Batman, giving it to Rocksteady. And Rocksteady has really built up their studio, and we've got high expectations, for them, in their next game. So when you give a game like this to Insomniac, who's had a great track record, has put out some really, great games, you have high expectations, and they delivered on that.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, I think gaming, especially when you think about when Arkham City came out, it kind of parallels what happened with, superhero movies. Whereas there was that one movie that sort of convinced everybody that this could be done in a way that was respectful to the source material and made it and interesting, and of course can make money for you. And I think the same sort of thing happened, whereas like the gaming landscape when this game came out was different than it is today. I think the fact that you have, more casuals purchasing consoles today than they did back in 2011. I think also helps a lot when you see a property like Spider-Man, regardless to what any kid sees Spider-Man, he's going to want whatever that is.
Right. But also I want to jump in. Shout out to Victor Alstein in the chat. I mean, the elephant in the room too is we can't ignore the success of the MCU also, right? I mean, the MCU is such a juggernaut right now.
What you still on my topic?
Sorry, continue, Kim.
I'm just saying
I'm taking all my points.
Get your victory lap. You and BMuny, it's y'all.
First and foremost, I told you it was gonna smash every game that came before.
You did.
I told you you didn't understand what was going to happen, If you got a PlayStation, there's only 2 games for you to buy a PlayStation 4, to be honest, that you have to have a PlayStation 4. Like you have to play these games in our generation. You have to play Spider-Man, you have to play God of War. Those are 2 games. I don't care how you game. You got to play those 2 games. Now, I'm not a God of War fan with me saying that, but the technical aspect of that game was great. It was phenomenal. But this game, this little guy right here, I knew it was going to do what it did because one, you had one great studio, as BMuny pointed out. The MCU, as Cognito came in and took my it was definitely in full swing. Sony's marketing push that they put behind it was fantastic. Thanks, Slomo. All of that wrapped into a phenomenal story of a mature Spider-Man. It wasn't a child Spider-Man because we got that in MCU. So what you're getting now is you're getting, because it tackled a lot of adult topics when he was like, what, Spider-Man's a deadbeat daddy. Right. You understand, like, what the hell is going on here? And I thought that the DLC was implemented greatly. A lot of people went at me on it. I don't care what you feel. Sometimes you want to get the DLC at one point, but I want you to have enough time to breathe the game through, then get the DLC to get the residual income coming in, because it's not a persistent world. For it to sell numbers the way that it just did, other than how Destiny does, Destiny milks you all day. You're persistently playing an engagement. Spider-Man has one time to pull you in and to see if you're going to like the world. And the fact that the controls is fantastic, the graphics is incredible, the soundtrack is amazing, the gameplay is outstanding. All that came together and made this spectacular game. And people are still buying it. Like, if you got a PlayStation now, I'm pretty sure that you're running out to buy this or God of War. So for the numbers to show that it blew out past superhero games.
Russian in the chat, even though he ain't got no colors, he going there. He said Spider-Man was easy, even on ultimate difficulty. He said Batman at least made you use your brain.
So so you're saying to me that what makes a great game for you is that it bashes your skull up against the wall. That's a great game for you? Good. Play the Dark Souls games. Your skull can be smeared all over the house. For me, I like to play on casual, sir.
The difficulty of the game doesn't have anything to do with it selling well, so it's not even relevant to the conversation. Like, you can have your preference, you can enjoy Batman more, but this isn't what we're talking about.
I like her humor. But it's, when me and BMuny was talking about it.
But here's the question. Let me just stop you for a second. This is for B and you, because you guys, again, saw the vision. Y'all envisioned it before everybody. At the point when God of War came out, you gotta understand what God of War was doing out here, right? God of War it just seemed like that insurmountable nothing is beating that. And it won the award for the video games of the year, all that stuff, and it's an iconic game. So it's at the height of its thing. We know Spidey's coming and all that, but not only did Spider-Man beat that, we're talking about every superhero game before that, like. That part of it, like the magnitude of that, like, can you even envision that happening? Like, that to me is like, wow.
I did too.
I did.
Spider-Man's the #1 Marvel superhero above everybody else.
Here we go.
He's the most popular superhero. He's loved by kids and adults. You know what I mean? And kids don't even need to know anything about Spider-Man. You take a kid to a store and they see Spider-Man, just the red and blue pops, you know what I mean? And they get excited about it. So, you know what I mean? Just that alone, what I knew was going to help propel it, you know what I mean? Because when you look at Batman or you look at all the other superhero games, you know what I mean? They're cool and they may not appeal to kids though. You know what I mean? They don't appeal to everyone. You know what I mean? Some people are totally against DC, don't care nothing about DC, and they're all Marvel heads or whatever. And some people are totally against Marvel and all DC heads. But when you talk about Spider-Man, he's generally loved by everybody. And you can see that just with the sales that they had of this game and anything else. Look at what the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie did for them in December. You know what I mean? That was crazily, successful for Sony and what they did with the Spider-Man brand. And look at, just the Spider-Man movie that just came out. You know what I mean? So they really have that popularity, with Spider-Man, and people are super excited about Spider-Man and where it's going to go in the future. So
no doubt. Shout out to Bone Slave being petty. Superman on Nintendo 64 was that fire.
We're gonna leave Bone alone.
We're gonna leave Bone alone. Okay?
You want me to read it? Put it in color. You know when I knew that game was gonna be exactly what it turned out to be? When they showed the trailer, right? And they was inside. He went through the coffee shop and he bust through the window and he was swinging.
And that was actual gameplay.
And I said, my man, if that game looks like that right there, I was actively hunting for the PlayStation Pro Spider-Man edition. Until they got ridiculous with the prices, I was like, "Oh, y'all wilding." But if I was able to get my hands on that, shout out to Miss Tech So Fancy that got it and put it on Twitter and was trolling everybody in the world about it. But I really wanted it so bad. I thought that game, from that aspect, to be actual gameplay, actual in-game engine, and to translate that across, because listen, God of War is slow. This game is moving a mile a minute at every time, and you have to be in pure control of it. And I love it because God of War goes to room, clear these enemies out in this room, then go to the next room. Clear these enemies out in this room, go to the next room. Spider-Man, anywhere, anytime. I'm picking up book bags for no reason. I'm jumping on people's cars for no reason. I'm trolling people in the street. When I got to the street level and saw the NPCs looking how they look, I said, this is the game of the generation. Not that Red Dead Redemption crap.
Oh, here we go.
This is the game of the generation.
Here we go. Anywho, we go move slow. You want to start soft? You want to wrap this up or show your topic?
Oh man, I think it's a great achievement. I think again, the fact that it was able to beat out an 8-year-old game that's been on the market forever, that's universally loved as well, is amazing, and I can't wait for the sequel.
No doubt.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Tremendous achievement. Spidey in the building. Lord King, you have some stuff you want to talk about with our favorite, with Luca's favorite system, the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, God.
Yo, Luca, you gonna love this. You gonna love this.
You gonna like this one. You gonna
love this.
You gonna like this one.
It didn't even take a week, fellas. I told you your victory lap was like feces in your sock.
Oh wow!
Wow!
All right, that's a whole Channel 5 take. That's what we would say when people win, but they didn't win. Like, you understand?
Blood in your snow.
The bloody Sundays, blood in your snow. I knew. When that Switch Mini thing was released, it was going to be released, the Nintendo will somehow come through and smack it to the bushes. And they did just what I thought. Now, guys, it's a new updated Switch here. Hey, check it out. And it's $299. And you know what it has? It has Rumble, it has Joy-Cons, and it has double the damn battery life than the actual portable. So my man, like, what is the sense of a portable that's really not as portable as the real Switch? Will a real Switch please stand up?
Let's get some context on what King is.
Get it, baby.
Now, for what we understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll jump in real quick because I know this is gonna be a crazy time. I will say this, King, this is very interesting to me because at the end of the day, we just saw the Switch Lite announced, right? We just saw the Switch Lite now. Everyone, yeah, okay, cool. There's an excitement level for it. And then when you go to the actual advertisement, the comparison page between the Switch Lite and the Switch, I was checking out this page and I've seen this before. And then I scrolled like a couple days ago, and then it's like, you secretly see they added this new SKU. And I'm like, it's a different SKU number of the original Switch and magically has better battery life and storage and up to 9 hours. So I'm just like,
double.
I'm not in front. Like, Luca, I felt the way because I'm like, how you not gonna advertise this? And then you just like secretly, stealth drop this system and you trying to sell this light one. So I want to bring it to y'all. Like, is this, shady practices by Grandpa Nintendo? Like,
I mean, Nintendo's always doing some spooky stuff, man. Like, I'm not really surprised. Like, nothing they do ever makes any sense to me. Like, things that shouldn't works for them. So, I don't know, man. It's Nintendo. I have zero interest in that trash system that they have. So the fact that they're doing this, I would say I'm shocked, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not shocked.
It's weird to me. Look, I've never seen. There's really no advertisement for it. It's crazy, but I want to bring this to guess off.
This is what they do, right? Because they drop the inferior model, right, for the kids or whatever. This is what it is. They improve the base model, right? So then, whenever next year when they announce the Pro version, right? Now, mind you, the Pro version isn't going to have the enhanced battery.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I got to stop you for a second. Are we sure that this is not the Pro version?
I was going to say that. I think this might actually be the Pro version.
This is the Pro.
No,
this ain't it.
They'll make you pay for something else. This
is Sovereign. Power. Sovereign. I don't want to cut you and let you know that there's no enhanced battery.
Right. No, we talking about for the new one?
Yeah, this is not an enhanced battery.
No, it is.
No, it's the enhanced chipset.
No, it's an enhanced chip, but they talk about up to 9 hours on the product page. They talking about up to 9 hours. They literally are promoting super battery life. And
how much is the battery for Switch?
All right, so currently for the Switch, the original one is approxiately 2 to 5 to 6.
This is going to be the de facto new battery. Right?
Model HAC001 is the new one, right? And that one is approximately 4 to 5 to 9 hours. That is like.
Hold on a second. Gotta pay bills. Gotta pay the bills. Stitch, my man. That King set the room on fire.
You ready?
You know something, Stitch? I think you onto something else. And I gotta tell you, man, I really do, because when I knew this topic was coming on, I had the flamethrower ready. So you are on it today, brother.
Yes. Shout out to Soul for being petty. He said he's going to switch out his Switch at Best Buy using the one. You know the Best Buy hustle. You are.
Oh, wait a second. Where came out?
Salute.
What was that? Where was that? Where was that at? I didn't see anything pop up.
That's why you can do that.
I didn't see anything pop up. Did something pop up?
Colors of that. Continue, y'all.
Yeah, so like to me, this is the thing though, right? They're gonna improve. This is gonna be the new base model of the Switch, right? Once they get rid of that old stock, all of them's gonna have this new battery. Now, when they do announce a new Switch with an improved GPU capability, whatever the case may be, that battery life is gonna be negated. Because they're gonna tell you the additional horsepower behind the machine is going to put you right back at that 3 to 5 hours.
Are you hoping here?
No, it's the truth. It's just the truth. That's what's going to happen.
Facts.
That is absolutely the truth.
This is truth. Is the truth that is a mini out,
and is the truth follows the same cadence all the time.
We just don't know. We just really don't know. What we do know is that the non-portable portable. The non-switching Switch is actually coming up short.
And I do that.
I'm just so happy. A week later, Nintendo acknowledged the fact that they're serving you something dead on arrival.
So I don't care what you look, I need my Switch gang. BMuny, what's up, baby?
I need my Switch gang.
Wow. Hey man, we already know that mini is that thing gonna fly off the shelf, man. You might as well put wings on it, man.
Let's ask who gonna win MPD for the rest of the year.
Nintendo. Come on, man. We know this already.
Conclusion, man.
But about the real talk about this whole Switch, do you think this is the Pro? Do you feel this is a sneaky move by Nintendo to drop this? Like, where are you at with this improved Switch with a better chipset and more storage?
This is definitely not the Pro. This is definitely not the Pro. When they announce the Pro, it'll be some sort of XL version or some other nonsense that Nintendo always comes up with their names. But this is just Nintendo hitting us with the little sneak attack. Don't got everybody out there spent their $300.
No, they do.
We got the janky version. and 2 years later, you know what I mean, they came out with the improved version, and unless you gonna go out there and spend your bucks, guess what? You stuck with the janky one. So we got to rock out with it unless we do like Salty said and go take it back and switch it out on our Best Buy warranty.
So Switch Gang, are we copying though? Are we copying this improved version?
I might have to get the improved joint, man. The Nintendo be coming with the games, man. You can't deny that.
Anyway, you're not buying a mini?
No. The mini might be for like my daughter or something.
Okay. Good.
But you know, I got the OG one. You know what I mean? So if I get the improved battery one, I don't need the mini.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the new one with the great battery, and I'm gonna give my son, you know, the old Switch that actually switches. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the Switch that actually switches. The Switch, you know, the
you ain't gonna stand still. You ain't gonna
I'm not gonna stand still for him. I'm gonna do my son like that because he gonna look me in the face and say, "Daddy, why doesn't mine go to the TV?" Like, tell my son why his Switch can't touch the TV. Like, why?
Kick your man's is back. Colors is in the room.
Oh, my man, Stitch, he's on it today. So if the regular Switch has trouble playing current games, how is the Switch Mini going to handle those games? You know what, Stitch?
Oh my God.
I said that last week, and you're on to something, Stitch.
He's really
on it. Listen, you can't deny the fact that Stitch is so on it. He definitely pointing out the facts that what happens when the Mini tries to do that super colossal thing that y'all was talking about in Marvel Alliance. What happens when the Mini does that? Does the Mini catch fire?
Your feelings on this?
Shout
out to JD Game with a $10 super chat. How do you all feel about the rumor that there will be a home console only version of the Switch because they couldn't get the Pro version because the PS4 base power levels are high, and how powerful should it be? So a Pro version a console only.
JD, let me tell you something. You on to something, brother. And I'm gonna tell you right now. My Switch doesn't go. I mean, I take it sometimes, like when we go to like PAX and we go to E3, because I was actually the only guy out there, you know, playing his Switch in the bushes.
Oh my Lord!
I didn't see these dudes, so I don't even want to hear it. I didn't even see them, but I was playing mine, you know, and but I would actually purchase that. Like, I would purchase a home only Pro system for Nintendo if it's priced accordingly. Even if it's not, I'll do it.
All right, no doubt. So Slow, as you were saying, like, what do you feel, man? Do you think this is sneaky by Nintendo? Is this all pro? Like, where you at with all this?
It's I'm not gonna say it's sneaky.
It's sneaky.
But it ain't looking nice. It's looking kind of suspect. But which is why I have no sympathy for Nintendo when I go to Best Buy and I say, look, man, my Joy-Cons is drifting.
They're drifting.
They doing the Tokyo drift on me, and my screen is washed out. Yeah, I'm gonna need to switch this out. Not that one though. Yo, that one right over there. I want that one right there.
Oh, we might have to get that Best Buy partnership going with ILP. I'll tell you right now, because I brought this bad boy back in the same situation.
Oh, I already told you.
The hustle's out there. So shout out to everybody that know that Best Buy. Get your warranties from Best Buy, y'all.
Exactly, yo. Yeah. Best Buy got the best warranty out there. Like I when I bought mine, they were like, "Hey, you know, you want that? Yes, I want that." Like, before she could finish the sentence, I want that warranty. Put that on.
I will always support Best Buy's warranties because when my PC power unit went out, I went in there and I was like, well, here you go. He said, well, we don't do power units. I said, well, what the hell does that mean? When he gave me a card and said, here's $5,000, the same price that I paid for that PC was on that card. And I went in the back to buy a new PC. I thought I was robbing the place.
Yo, this is murder, bro.
It just gave me $5,000 on the card. Oh, bro.
That joint, my controller, when the rubber grips was coming off, my Elite, and he was like, yo, you got the warranty, right? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, it's just literally you go in there. I said, yeah, because she's like, oh, you got a warranty? She don't want to explain yourself. Just go in the back, go get you a new one, and come to the front.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, dude, Best Buy's warranties are so lit. And every time I go in, because I've had to replace my Elite controller twice, I always get the same lady. She's like, oh, hey. Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, we're having that trade in. No, yeah, you can. No, you can. Here, when I first got my Elite, I had to trade in one of my controllers to get it for 125. She's like, you can keep the controller. That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and let me tell you something. Every single year, you're gonna come in, replace your warranty, and get a new Elite controller every year. I was that's why it has the best warranty.
Best Buy. You hear?
Shout out to
Repping
Stitch.
on ILP. Come on now.
Shout out to Stitch. The next Switch is gonna be Labo based only. You know, so you might be on to something, Stitch. And I know who's going to buy that Labo based only. Shout out to Cognito with the Labo. See, y'all don't know the curtain in the back. He has all his Labos right there in the back.
Y'all disrespectful. Shout out to Antonio Elite. I'm writing this all down right now. Thank y'all for this Best Buy. No, but Slow and everybody else, let's wrap up with the Switch. Like, wait, with it.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Mini, I'm getting that for my son, and to kind of to something that King brought up, like, you know, like what's the purpose of the Mini for me? I mean, it's not going to be for me. I'm not going to play it, but I was like, my son wants a Switch, but I don't quite trust him where he is right now. He's 9, but I don't quite trust him with his toys, his products. He gonna lose a Joy-Con within a week.
So you gonna get him that light, right? You gonna
I'm gonna give him that light where the Joy-Cons don't come off, so you can't lose that. So.
I'm with you.
From rough and tumble kids.
right.
I thought the same thing, right? But then to justify the price, I just really couldn't come to grips with just $100 off. I just really couldn't do it with so much.
150, man.
That's true.
150.
And then when the new information that came out,
information
came out, you basically shot your whole Lego. You could have took this information and waited at least until after the Mini came out and then did this. But you actively, for anybody that has any type of sneak to them, went to their page. I wouldn't have known until somebody brought it to my attention.
I think that upset me. I was like, I would have never known it. And now I'm in the same boat. King's like, I'm like, the light might be around. I'm like, I need the battery life. That to me is more important than anything. The better CPU, the better battery life. You know what I'm saying? I'm with B. I think that they're still gonna come out with a Pro. I actually don't mind that this is not the Pro and that they do come out with an eventual Pro, because let's be real, when next gen start and Scarlet and PS5 is out here, the Switch game is going to look even more dated, right? So at the end of the day, I think that's when they need to prep a Pro or XL or whatever version they call during the next gen. Guess I hear you talking.
And then eventually, you know that this chipset and battery life and all, eventually it'll be implemented into the light. This is not the only iteration of the light we're getting. This is Nintendo. This is their playbook. Like
the BS swiper, stop swiping. They are actively out here swiping. We know they down. We are on a whole episode of Dora the Explorer. We know he's gonna swipe, and we're gonna keep on looking at this guy actively trying to swipe our wallets. Man, I can't believe this. This is out of control, and we are condoning this behavior. Why aren't they demonized like anybody else? These guys are not being demonized.
Big smile on their face
because everyone gives Nintendo a pass for some reason. It's really weird.
With a big smile on their face.
It's true, man.
What's going on?
With a big fat mustache plumber. That's why. Like, if there's nobody's gonna have that type of feeling for Nathan Drake staring you down.
It's like the robber, like
that's what I'm saying,
Mario.
This is like the neighborhood robber that and Tony just stole my wallet again.
Mario is the Debo of the situation.
Everybody got that relative that do foul stuff. It's just how he do.
Hold on. Shout out to JD Gamer. Do you all think they're gonna increase the durability of the Mini for many people who will, because it could just keep scrolling?
JD Gamer, I'm on it. Yes, they have to. I think that's really the purpose of the light, because I think Slomo and BMuny pointed out, like, kids, they will ravage up some Joy-Cons or lose the Joy-Cons, right? So if everything's compacted together, they've got to increase the durability, like with the D-pad and all that, for sure. I think that's actually probably one of the design choices behind it.
Yeah, and they also need to make sure they fix that Joy-Con drift before the Mini comes out, because you can't
they just finished getting sued, so I think they will be working on that.
I don't think there's any Joy-Con drift in the Mini at all, because there's no Joy-Cons. I think it really has more to do with the damn rumble or something.
I think it's a straight analog stick. I think they.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the analog stick that's the issue. I think, and that can't be a problem on the mini, because if that's an issue,
that's the whole unit going back.
That's the whole unit right there, right?
Yeah, they're in trouble right there because the lawsuit is up there. I got to get a whole.
There's a lot of technology in those Joy-Cons, which I'm kind of upset that they actually don't use them how they said. Like when you played that 1-2 switch, I don't care what anybody said. That was a great demo of your system.
Tech. It's like a tech.
Yeah, it was a great tech demo. And for them to like walk away. Remember that game that we had and you had to like it was, what was it called, Cutout or something like that, and we had to move the controller.
Snipper clips.
Yeah.
Right? What happened to that innovation? It's like they just started dumbing down all the games from there, and it didn't make the switch. Remember when I kept telling you guys, I want original stuff from Nintendo.
Right.
I want the stuff that they do. And everybody thinks I'm bagging on Nintendo, but if you have your lane, exploit your lane. Please do so. But and it just seems like they scaled back, and they just started to Me Too because they started winning.
You know what? That, and I think a lot of it had to do with Iwata passing away. Iwata was the one that was willing to do a lot of that stuff. Like at first, when we first saw that, we're like, why are they releasing this console with a gimmick, like the HD Rumble and all that stuff? But that's Iwata. So once he passed away, I think some of that went with him as well. I think they just decided to focus on it being as pure a system as possible. But I agree with you. I mean, that HD Rumble, once you see the ice cubes and 1-2 switch, that was cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Absolutely. So real quick, I know we got to get out of here, but this is a quick hit topic. We ain't gonna spend too long on it, and we'll get out of here. I wanted to bring this to y'all because I've never seen this. I want to shout out my man Hogue Law. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the first to bring it to my attention. Also Sonaldo. And this is in reference to Kickstarter. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention. There's this GTA clone. The game's called Raw. And they had a Kickstarter, trying to get this game off the ground, whatever. And apparently, Raw was suspended by Kickstarter because they reached their goal, but then apparently they started to ask for additional funds and saying, to get it out to publisher and stuff like that. So I wanted to bring this to y'all real quick in reference to the whole, Kickstarter thing and games getting out. And do we feel, if a game says, hey, we need funding for something to get our project to light, you know what I'm saying? And if, they reach their goal, or say if they're transparent to you and say, hey, even if we reach this goal, there's still a chance that it might not come out unless a big time publisher picks it up. Like, where's our stance with this whole Kickstarter mentality with games being coming out? So
first of all, I don't trust Kickstarter is the first thing I want to say. There have been too many instances where the people behind whatever Kickstarter they're making have been like, oh, the money just mysteriously disappeared. Oh, we didn't put as much money as we could have put into the game. We were using it for our personal means. And there's like, is there a way for them to get that money back? I don't know. So it's like, for me, I'm just like, why in the world would you ever invest in a Kickstarter? Because the chance of it not working out are super high. Not only that, it's just like, yeah, let me just give my money to this stranger who might screw me over. And I don't understand why Kickstarter doesn't have more systems in place to keep that stuff from happening. So that's another side eye right there. I don't trust Kickstarter, and I certainly don't trust these devs saying, we are trying to make this game, but we need you to do it. What? I guess you don't want to make the game that much. You don't want to make the game that much.
Here's the thing, Luca, it's funny you said that, because this is kind of like a first. A president has been sent, like, Kickstarter suspended this game's campaign. They were like, no, you are not being transparent. You said that you need to reach this financial goal. You read it, and now you're asking for additional funds. So now they pulled the entire project.
But I think from the jump, it was disingenuous. Because if you tell me that you're making an MMORPG in the vein of GTA Online or like a Rust or something like that, and you tell me, yeah, all we need is 80 grand, you're lying. You're straight lying. Like,
yeah, you need more than that.
You need more than that. So I commend Kickstarter for jumping in and be like, no. But they should have caught this from the beginning. There's no way, because if they're telling you that their guidelines indicate that you need to ask for the amount of money that will bring this game to fruition, to market.
Right.
You're looking at the game that they're touting to you. You can't look at 80 grand and think that game is going to get made. So there's a shice going on there from the beginning. So you need to be vigilant of this stuff from the beginning. So
all
it's
right, let me ask you the counterpoint. I don't want to throw my boy Hoglaw under the bus. It's my man. Shout out to Hoglaw. But he was saying, so what if, in this case, Raw, the developers of this game, Raw, the GTA Online clone, said, hey, let's say they were completely transparent. Let's just say, yo, we need 20 G's to kind of get it off the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then we could shop it to the publishers. And then let's say they had the 20G tier and then they had the 80G tier for what it really
absolutely break that down. You delineate each step of the way what's going to happen, and you're clear with people funding the game that they may not get their money back. The hope is that the game gets off the ground, and if they have faith in it, that if they'd be willing to donate, then great. But make that clear to people donating to your game from the beginning. You have to see, this is not the Wild West of Kickstarter when it first started. You can get away with something like this. Now people been burned too much, so they had to put these checks and balances in place.
Now I wonder what is the difference between this and Star Citizen?
That's a good point there.
If Kickstarter is going after Raw, I mean, what is the deal with Star Citizen doing?
Good point, Slow.
The Star Citizen product that's out there is still enough to sort of satiate the people that are interested in spending that money on that stuff. So I guess
the
outrage hasn't been out there that much because for whatever reason, the people that have invested to this point are fine enough with the product they have.
But that kind of messes up like Kickstarter's rules, their guidelines, because the people are fine with giving their money to this some people will say a scam, that you're not going to shut them down, but you're going to shut down this other one that doesn't have quite the following. It just seems really uneven to me.
The thing is, at least there's a product out for Star Citizen, and I'm not defending them whatsoever. Honestly, I think Kickstarter needs to be blown up and started all over.
Yeah.
Shout out with JD Game with the $5 super chat. Kickstarter got me with the Shenmue 3 thing, or was that Sony that got me with that? How do you guys feel about the whole Shenmue 3 Kickstarter? Oh Lord!
All right, now I'm in. Now I'm in. We
gotta get B after K.
Now I'm in.
Let's go.
When it comes to, like, you see how I do with betas, right? I don't play it, right? Okay.
Yes, we know.
So when a Kickstarter tells you there are certain tiers to get this game out, when I saw it got to the level of outrageous is when you told me a game that would be $50. Give me $1,000. Are you out of your mind, sir? Like, you have to, I don't care what type of fan I am.
Free animations.
I don't care. I don't care what you giving free. It's not equaling $1,000. It's not. You're talking about two systems and some game. Listen, man. I can't defend the fools. I can't defend you. If you decide to go in there and you want to plunk down your hard-earned cash, if you don't value your dollar and you want to go inside a Kickstarter and you want to put $500 up for Shenmue, that's on you. Did you see how much your $500 went to the faces? The faces is still frozen. So my thing to you is, you got exactly what you paid for, sir. $500 for frozen faces, that's on you, brother. And at no point in time will they get $1 from me. I guess Shenmue will never come out if it's backed upon me, because you're only going to get the $60 that I will put up. And I'm hoping it's coming to Game Pass that I don't got to give you anything.
Oh, man, y'all disrespectful. Yo, B, let's get it, man. Kickstarter, Raw, this whole thing, Shenmue, like, where you at with this whole precedented move of Kickstarter taking down a campaign, suspending it?
I mean, I've only ever backed up one Kickstarter, and that was Ukulele, and it was only because like the developers were from Rare, you know what I mean, and they were kind of making a spiritual successor to Banjo. So I was like, no, I mean, I'll support that. I was a big Banjo fan back in the day.
No doubt.
But you know, I mean, all these Kickstarters, the Mighty Number 9s, and all the other stuff has been ridiculous. The Shenmue stuff has been insane. And you know, I mean, for them to go in and kick these this dev off because of, you know, what they're doing, I mean, it's understandable. You know, I mean, you can't go out there and ask for a certain amount, and then, you know, I mean, you reach that goal.
I want to read this because I gotta ask him a question.
JD Gator.
All right, and I want you to be transparent, JD Gator. I'm gonna read this to you. Oh my God, those are animations are the worst in history, and this is true. They harken back to the Dreamcast.
Yes.
The animation. It seems like they're doing it on old Delve kits. Right? Like they actually doing the motion capture on Dreamcast systems, and they got VHS cameras. They got VHS cameras up now. No, bro. I saw it. It's highly disgusting.
We're not going to the U dominance. That's AM2. That's Sega. That's the heart right there. Man. You don't know what he's working with. He might be dated. But we not going to do this right now.
Listen, so
JD working off a Dreamcast dev kit.
Yes,
that's me, yo.
JD Gamer,
do this. That's my man. Continue.
JD Gamer, and you don't have to put this in colors because I will definitely read this. How much money did you put down for the Shenmue? Since you got. Let the world know how much you got for, and I will read it out there to see how much you spend on it. Because this is an active consumer who's paid his money and he's not happy with the Kickstarter faces that he's getting or the animation. And if he known that they were going to be using old Delve kits to get this stuff out there, I don't think he would have put his money down. They still doing because they still using VHS recording devices and they're putting
dusted off the Katrina. Dev kit.
They got VHS mocap and Dreamcast dev kit.
I got to close the show. He's too disrespectful.
and you know what? You know, in all karate movies, they be like, ride. So I'm expecting them to do the ride. But the faces is frozen, so you don't even get lip movement. It's like they took it back to the real Channel 5. And I'm really upset with the fact that they out here janking people, getting their wallets, and they have an old Delve system in the back. They said we could get it running for under $15.95.
Man, $120. That's more than the dev kits they use.
He said, don't forget the storing the whole game on 10, 5.5, 5.25 floppy disk. Come on.
You see, and my heart goes out to you, JD, and I thank you for sharing with the chat in the world. It sucks because hopefully they give you the game free and give you everything with the trimmings that you can get with the game. Hopefully they give you the animation facial package. But I do appreciate you sharing with the room because I wouldn't have gave them a nickel when they said that. And when I told Cog, I told Sovereign, they was like, Shenmue is coming. To a Kickstarter near you. I said, are they insane?
Let's let B finish. My bad, B. Finish that.
No, you're good. But I just think it's Kickstarter, you know what I mean? The whole thing needs to be reset.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I mean, when you start asking people for more than what the game costs or more than what you would charge for a collector's edition, then I think that's something that Kickstarter should look at. You know what I mean? As far as their company is concerned, because I think when you start having people donate $500 and $1,000 and $1,500 just because they have some fandom of whatever the said game is or product that's supposedly coming, I think that's
criminal.
Yeah, it becomes, you know what I mean, it becomes very scary for the consumer because, you know what I mean, you will never get back what you have, you know what I mean, donated in return. You know what I mean? How could you ever say that you would get $500 worth of Shenmue? You know what I mean? How could you say that your experience is the same value as a console?
The thing is, that's the problem. Like they're not upfront about all that stuff. Is in the fine print. All that stuff is like it tells you may not get this money back. This project may never come to fruition. You know, buyer beware. The problem is that they're not upfront about it. It's never been. So, like you said, a fan of this franchise or whatever will come. They want to support it, thinking, yeah, oh my God, the game's gonna come out. I'm gonna get my copy of it. I'm gonna get my hot edition of it. Not knowing that if they don't reach certain goals, and if they've been disingenuous about the goals that they need to reach, they're not gonna get anything.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that not all of it is bad, and I'm not going to say Kickstarter isn't, but like just crowdfunding games in general isn't all bad. If you look at Obsidian, and I don't know if you guys read the book that Jason Schreier wrote He had a chapter about that. Obsidian wouldn't even be here. Wouldn't have even survived to the point where Microsoft purchased them if it wasn't for them crowdfunding Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, and
the game saved their company.
Another example. Got to shout out to my dudes Warhol Studios, the whole Deliverance. That is a positive example of how it came from nothing and it was a Kickstarter, and then it actually came to fruition after the development stuff. So there are some positive stories from, but I do hear what y'all saying. It's solved, especially with the buyer beware. The last thing I want to say on Shenmue 2 is that in reference to them, and specifically with the whole Epic Store thing, because a lot of people were pissed off because remember they were getting the PlayStation 4 version on PC, thinking that it was going to be Steam, and then that whole debacle with Epic.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of messy luck. Thankfully, Epic got ahead of it, and they're going to give these guys, I guess, the refunds and so on and so forth. But just want to bring that to the round table as a final topic and get out of here. But we got the poll. We're going to wrap this up with the new ILP poll this week. With the Gears 5 multiplayer tech test now out in the wild, did your gameplay experience now positively or negatively affect your enthusiasm for the game on release date? The choices are A, those servers and wait times were horrible. Servers. B, 4K 60 goodness. Gears 5 has made me a believer on launch. Or C, I don't care where that campaign footage at, though.
Wow.
That is the question. Those are the choices. Please write the ILP vote when it goes up on Twitter tomorrow. Lady, Luca, Brat Podcast, BMuny, Slomo, Backslap, all in the realm today. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on? Let's start with Lady Luca.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. You guys are always a riot. Like, I love it so much. I'm so happy, especially that I was here with my son, Slomomius,
Wow.
And,
here we go with the son talk.
You are my son. Let's not act like you're not. But as my eldest born son, it's just nice to see him branching out, living his best life, growing up. They grow up so fast. So,
oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, it was really good. You guys can find me on Twitter at the Ash and Luca. I have been minding my business lately and not arguing with folks. So, kudos to me. And I have a podcast called Scumcast. It is typically every Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and you guys should come check it out. We have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Shout out the team, Luca. Shout out the team, the Scumcast squad.
Oh, shout out to my Scumcast brethren. I have nothing but love and respect for all of those guys. I would name the panel, but the panel is huge, and they're not always there all the time. They just show up whenever they want. It's none of my business. So they don't get a proper shout out. Matter of fact, forget them.
Wow.
I'm here, and that's what matters.
Luca slays all.
Always a pleasure in the room. The passion is always there. Good to have you back, and thank you for answering the call. Always much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. Salute.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Brap. Obviously, he had to dip out, but we got the rest of Brap minus EJ and Forte. So I don't give what you call it, my homie. So yo, Slow, let's do that shout out, baby. Where you at, man? What's going on? What you got going on with that channel?
So I started my YouTube channel. It's been about like 5 weeks now, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks. It's 4 weeks. And it's going well. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. You can check me out. Same name on that. I probably will have a video out tomorrow about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, if not tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm also on Twitter, same name. And of course, as you mentioned, on Brap Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Easterns, and on Scumcast at 5 p.m. Easterns, where we like to have fun. So
thank you for answering the call, brother. Always a pleasure. The opinions were good today. Everything.
Anytime, man. Anytime you guys need me, I'm there.
Held me down today. Thank you so much, brother. Much appreciated. And then we got the legendary BMuny back in the building. Thank you, brother, for answering the call. What is going on, man? Where can the people find you?
Man, I appreciate you guys sending the call out, man. I'm just glad I was there to answer it. You know what I mean? So appreciate the love and always, there for you guys and been supporting you since day one. So keep doing your thing. But you can find me everywhere, man. Same name, BMuny121 everywhere. I'm on your local gaming console and Twitter, all your social medias. And you can find me on Brap, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go crazy over there. And then on Saturday nights, 10:30. p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on Tip Podcast, we weren't there this week. Cal was had a little operation or whatever, but we'll be back next week.
Everybody, please reach out to Cal.
Give him well wishes.
Give him some well wishes.
Get well
right now. Please.
Shout out to JD Gamer.
Yes.
With the 2 super chats. I don't know if Luca heard, but you know, he put shout out to Luca.
And
he put
shout out to him.
And he put out a great show, folks.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yo, you might be on to something, JD.
Pandering. Anyway, please shout out to Kai, everybody at Tick Podcast. Hope wish him well. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, B, for putting us on to that as well. And also at B, thank you so much, brother, for coming through. It's been a minute. I was like, I ain't hit B in a minute. I gotta hit B up. You know what I'm saying? So salute for B to coming through. And of course, the Lords of the Realm, Addict, get well, sir. He's another one. Please get well. But of course, the single player Switch Trader. Lord Sovereign in the realm. But it's cool. I'm happy to get over it. What's up? You got 5 people.
No doubt. Big shout out to IOP Extended Family, the Brat Podcast, Slomo, BMuny, and of course, Lady Luca.
That double duty. We got
always love.
That Brat.
Well, you can catch me bashing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 apparently
out of control
on Switch, and I will not give you that social security number. So, but you can catch me on Xbox and PSN at BX Sovereign and Lord Sov ILP on Twitter. I'll be playing that Bloodstain, man. That Bloodstain is so good. Speaking of Kickstarters that were actually successful, except for the Switch version, that Bloodstain is amazing.
No doubt. Lord King, we had a 2-man squad for a minute, but we took it back to the BX on that.
Yes, we was on the essence. Me and you was on our grind. We definitely hustling.
What's going on? People find what you got cooking.
As you can see, the basement's still not finished. You know, they get in there this weekend. We're gonna sit there and start doing the details on that. Get that bathroom done. KOS is gonna be up this week. I also have a KOS done. I didn't want to give y'all too much content in one spot because you had the last word, you had combat talk, and you have the show now. So on Monday, I'm gonna drop a KOS. It's just a small KOS about the statue breaking and that information. So you guys who are out there actively collecting, you want to know what units to purchase and stuff like that, I'm gonna go through that with you guys. But as well, I'm sitting here, I got more statues coming in. I have a exclusive statue up there that I got, and I'm gonna go into that unboxing. I was gonna do it today, but then the panel got wide open, so we're not gonna do it today, but I'm gonna do a special one for that because that's a special gift, and that is gonna go up. But we are out here moving. We love the community. We love you guys. I love each and every last one of these people that's on this panel. Let me tell you. First of all, Luca has been definitely supporting us 100%, and that's why I told her that Saturday I came through.
My big bros, you know.
that Saturday I came through. Saturdays is very hard for me, but I definitely made it to your show 100%.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Slomo's my dude.
Yeah, that's my
I don't care what nobody say. Slomo backslap. That is, dude, never ever change your avatar. Never.
Please change your avatar. Don't encourage him.
That's the greatest avatar in avatar history. All right. And BMuny. BMuny has been there with us since our infancy. And that's my dude. Like, and I can't wait to have a drink with you and sit there next year when we really kick this gaming stuff off.
Doesn't get the turkey legs and the drinks again. Remember that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Remember that? I still
that was ill, right? That was ill.
Bro, we had so much fun, man. Aunt the Ruler was in there too. It was
That's when I broke out in hives. Thank you for reminding me. I don't eat meat, and my behind caught myself biting a turkey leg because why? Bethesda went out there and went all out. So I said, you know what? Let me die today. So, yeah,
you go eat it for that. No doubt, you already know. And of course, myself, you already know what the finds. Yo, Roundtable Reviews is up now. No, it's a little late, but we got that Spider-Man Far From Home up there. My man Lord Jameson filling in because I saw it late. Solving them saw it ahead of me. It's my fault. I was in Guardian Con, so I missed y'all. You know what I'm saying? But Saw, we got to get back in pocket, man. We got to get back.
So, well, I think we should. I mean, later in the year we have Joker. We have a few things that we probably wouldn't normally go see that we would.
Yeah,
Yo,
what's up?
Stitch is having a baby next week.
Oh,
congrats.
Oh, congrats.
Congrats in advance, sir.
Oh, my
Congrats,
man.
He said,
God
like always, amazing show minus the Nintendo talk. Salute to Stitch for being petty to have us skip topics. Salute to that brother, man. But not congratulations in advance on the new one coming through like next Friday. Little young switch of the realm. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope. So yeah, man. So like I said, we got that up going on right there. And then I just want to give a quick shout out, like as far as the team, lordsofgaming.net, y'all. Loving the support, much appreciated. Like the team's working extremely hard. Dizzy, all the crew, you know what I'm saying? Josh Redding, Gondor's Condor, Lloyd Hyde, the admin, Lord Mods out here killing it. You know what I'm saying? So Gondor, everybody, Biggie Jersey, please, when you see them articles, the retweets, all that stuff really helps us to get better content to you guys. So when we go to these shows, we can pull up, you know what I mean? So much appreciated to all the support for lordsofgaming.net. And please make sure you're following at Lords Gaming Net so you can get that latest gaming news in your feed. So please do that and show the support. But that's all I got. Hit that like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. We will be back up in the realm next Sunday if anybody got anything else. If not, we are out. Peace.